We often think of AI as this kind of all-knowing genius, right? But there's a little bit of a problem. A general AI can know a little about, well, everything, but that means it's not really an expert in anything. So today, we're going to look at how you take one of those brilliant general-purpose AIs and turn it into a super-focused specialist. Okay, so imagine you're talking about a movie. You might say, this was a great film, or maybe a great performance. Your brain just fills in the blank, no problem. But a really powerful AI, one that's just finished its general training, might complete that same sentence with day? I mean, it's not grammatically wrong, but it's totally out of context. It just sounds awkward. It's kind of like bringing a world-class chemist to a film festival and asking for their critique. Sure, they're smart, but they just don't speak the language. And that really leads us to the big question for this whole explainer. How is it that an AI that's basically read all of Wikipedia and a huge library of books can get something so simple, so completely wrong? What is going on here? To answer that, let's meet our student for the day. This is a pre-trained AI model, and its name is DistilBERT. It's known for being fast, efficient, and it's going to be the star of our little educational experiment. So what exactly is a pre-trained model? The best way to think about it is like a brilliant, recent college grad. This AI has done an absolutely incredible amount of reading. We're talking it has consumed the entire English Wikipedia, huge collections of books. It has this fantastic, broad base of general knowledge. But just like that new graduate, it has zero specialized real-world experience in any one field. So, what happens when we give our bright new grad a little pop quiz? We ask it to fill in the blank, this is a great blank. And look at its top answers: day, ride, painting, time, deal. Now, these are all perfectly fine, totally reasonable words, but not a single one of them has anything to do with movies. This right here is its generalist bias in action, plain and simple. Okay, so the AI is clearly smart, but it's definitely not a film critic. How do we fix that? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. We send it to film school. It's time to give our generalist a truly specialized education. Now, the fancy technical term for this is domain adaptation, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. We're adapting the AI's knowledge to a new specific domain. We take its huge understanding of language, and we focus it, we fine-tune it on one very specific subject. And for us, that subject is movies. Of course, every school needs a curriculum, and our AI's film school is no different. Its required reading is the IMDb dataset, a massive collection of 50,000 movie reviews, all written by real people. This is where it's going to learn the lingo, the sentiment, the specific vocabulary of a true film buff. So how does an AI actually study all this stuff? Well, the process is surprisingly clever. First, we give it the textbooks, all 50,000 reviews. Second, we basically stitch all of those reviews together into one gigantic text file, like a massive study guide. And third, we create its practice quiz. We go through that giant text and just randomly hide words, turning the whole thing into the world's biggest fill-in-the-blanks test. All right, so the AI is studying, it's taking its practice quizzes, but how do we grade it? I mean, how can we be sure that all this work is actually making it any smarter about movies? Well, we use a metric called perplexity. And the concept behind it is actually pretty simple. Just think of perplexity as a surprise score. When the AI sees a new sentence about movies, how surprised is it by the words it sees? A high score means it's super surprised. It just doesn't get the patterns. A low score means it's not surprised at all. It saw that coming. So for this, lower is always better. And the results are just dramatic. Before film school, DistilBERT's perplexity score on movie reviews was way up there. It was constantly surprised. But after training on that IMDb dataset, just look at that drop. The score absolutely plummets. This is the hard data that proves our student has been paying attention in class. It is no longer perplexed by the language of film. The grades look good, but now it's time for the final exam. Let's go right back to our original test and see just how much our AI has transformed from a generalist into a true movie specialist. Let's just remind ourselves where we started. The sentence was, this is a great blank. Before film school, our AI was guessing words like day, ride, and painting. Generic, but totally clueless about the context. And now the results are in. After its specialized training, the same AI, given the very same sentence, now predicts film, movie, performance, character, and story. I mean, wow. Every single prediction is perfectly on point. It is a complete night and day transformation. So, it's official. Our model hasn't just passed the final exam, it has graduated with honors. It now speaks the language of movies, and it speaks it fluently. And as the source material puts it just perfectly, our model has clearly adapted its weights to predict words that are more strongly associated with movies. This isn't just some cool party trick. The actual fundamental programming of the AI has changed to reflect its new expertise. So why does a movie reviewing AI matter to any of us? Because this exact same process is what makes AI genuinely useful out there in the real world. Instead of movie reviews, imagine training an AI on medical charts to help doctors, or on legal contracts to assist lawyers, or on thousands of scientific papers to accelerate research. Domain adaptation, that's the key that unlocks AI's potential as a powerful tool for pretty much any professional, anywhere. And this all brings us to one final, really fascinating question. We've just seen that we can teach a generalist AI to become a specialist in almost any field, as long as we have the right data. So as we look to the future, what should we teach it next? What's the next job we want AI to master?